Kemi what? Kemi Idowu. Kemi Idowu Christina. Very important. Sign your signature across and then put dates there. Then the validation register has been designed. We are coming to all the agencies to give you this register. All you need to do is to put the particulars of the receipts in that register. Like if you check on the board here, please can you scroll down a little bit? You see a bit of the particulars of that receipt. You see the receipt number there. Look at it. Look at that one. You see that receipt number is very, very important. Then you will see if you check down here, you see the agency where this receipt was meant to go to. And you see the revenue code, which is the item of payment and all of that. You capture all of that in receipt validation register. Then at the end of the day, ABC staff will also come to cross-check whether these things have been done. It's just coming to check and they make some remarks. Okay, 96 receipts validated, 3 okay, 2 not okay. You know, those kind of things. And then we move on from there. And then, because you have also validated these receipts by logging on, there is an audit trail that you, Kemi Idowu, has validated this receipt because you logged on to the system has tracked you. So that if someone else, if I take this receipt to somewhere, maybe to another ministry, whatsoever, and another staff there is about to validate, you will see that, look, that Kemi Idowu of Sports Council has validated this receipt and she'll be able to raise a query and say, okay, fine, you go to Sports Council with this same receipt, why are you bringing it here? So all of these have been taken care of in the system. I don't know whether that answers some questions. Yeah. Okay, the curiosity is still there. Madam, okay. Okay. From me? Okay, I thought it says
we received a letter from our professor, and it was the topic of discussion at our meeting yesterday. And from Lance,
Lance?
Yes. So we run governor's consent and we get receipts from applicants like every day. We check receipts and we vet receipts as well. But when we got that letter, we said that they're going to have additional features on the receipts. When I was leaving the office this morning, my director said that you are going to have a receipt register, which I've also seen here, a receipt validation register. I've also seen it here. But his question was, can't it be done electronically? Would it not electronically? Would it not be too cumbersome for you to go from office to office to check and to validate? Because the kind of applications we have is like we receive about 1,500 applications in a week, and we generate a lot of receipts. We need not to slow our process down because we also have time limits.
Thank you very much. I don't know if you understood that very well. We're talking about receipt validation register, lands review, and the operations are very, very important to Lagos State government, governor's consent, and all the rest of that. Governor has not given me any consent to, so maybe after this class we'll talk about it. Now, she's saying that, look, if you have to keep the receipt validation register, won't that slow down the operations? That's the main question you're asking, isn't it? And that's they receive about 1,500 receipts, applications every day, in a week. In a week. How many officers are there? 40 officers. So if 40 officers are receiving 1,500 receipts in a week,
not receipts,
applications. Those applications come with those applications. Okay, each application comes with. Okay, so we are not going to determine how to do your work there. We cannot do that for you. But all that we're insisting on is that each of those receipts must be validated. Nobody, this one is like standing, this is a directive from the governor himself. It's a directive from the governor himself. So if you can come here and amend it, then it will not hold waters. Each of those 6 receipts per application must be validated. Must be validated. And I'm sure that if you are doing this kind of big job, the website must be running very, very effectively. And it is easy to validate there. Now, if you validate at that point, and you think you cannot tick all the boxes in the validation register, what I expect you to do is to print out all your validations, like what you have here. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you print out, okay, you validated this one, print it out, keep it, print it out, keep it. So this file, 6 receipts, 10 with it, now you know that you have six printouts. So that even if the file is going anywhere, it's going with those 6 validated receipts. That is to go around it. And then you can now later on, take somebody in your office, not somebody of your level, somebody lower than that. I say, okay, fine, these are the receipts we validated. Can you please fill this form for us? The validation register is already done. So you're not doing anything about it. You are simply completing it. So you can give the person that, okay, complete this form for us, for record purposes, so that we are sure that we've done our own job. And if this file is going up, from you to the next person, is going with the validation process. So that if he comes to the next person, the person is at liberty to say, okay, fine, I trust what you have done. He can give it a pass. I say, look, I don't trust what you've done. He can revalidate. But what we insist on is that all transactions, all receipts must be validated. We cannot waiver that, not at least in this one. This is a classroom. Sorry if the job is tedious, but that's kind of it. Okay, is there anyone else before I drop the mic? Okay.
Thank you very much. Before the questions came in, I wanted to look at SMS validation. I know it's going to cost us 4 naira, but at least if 2 persons can try it, I would like us to have a practical session for the SMS validation. Now, what to do if you want to validate through the SMS is to bring out the phone, go to where you type message, you type in LASG space the receipt number. LASG space the receipt number, and on the copy of that receipt we are validating, there are some numbers. You see some numbers there where we have SMS. So you test it to any of these numbers. Any of these numbers. And you have it on your manual too. If you look at the page 15 of the manual, you have the numbers there. And you await response. A test will be communicated to you if it's valid or not. Yes. The network is okay. Provided the network is okay. But it should be instant. Then that's for normal receipt validation. Then the second one is for service rendering receipt validation. Now, as an agency, you want to give service in validating receipts. You go through the same process, but beyond that, when you type in LASG space the receipt number, you space it again, then you put your payer ID, your own payer ID, the person sending it. You put your payer ID and send it to that number, so that we can track it that this person at this time has sent to validate this receipt. Then the third method of validating the receipt is the new feature that we talk about, is the QR code. And this is supposed to be, if the network is okay too, the network on your phone is supposed to be on the go. It's supposed to be instant. How do I validate using QR code? Now, if you are using a BB, you go to invite others. When you get there, you go to scan a barcode. Do you have our BBs here? For some of us who are using Android, you are going to download it. But for BB, let's have those who have BB so that we can have some practical session. For me, I'm using Android too. We're going to try that too. And I have barcode scan already downloaded on my phone. So please go to BlackBerry Messenger blackmail messenger. Yes. Invite BBM contact. Click on scan a PIN bank code and start scanning. Now, a barcode scanner is downloaded on this already. One of my colleagues will take us through it. So I'd like us to open to page 15. Let's read one of the receipts.
Page 15 of the one.
Do you have anybody who have completed the process? It's okay there. Okay. So please just ensure that the information brought to you tallies with what you have on that receipt.
Yes.
You look at the amount, the name of payer, date of payment.
The network is fluctuating. How much was it?
And when it takes to a browser, you click on that browser and it will supply some information and you cross-check if it tallies with what you have on the receipt. If it does, that means that the receipt is genuine, it is valid, and that's all. One thing that we're supposed to talk about under the ARR is what my colleague said the other time about the receipt validation register. And like he said, there's going to be a register. In order to open the register, alphabetical start will come ahead, but we also have how you can open it on page 16 and 17 of our manual. Thank you very much. Before I leave the stage, I want to know if there's one or two other questions. All right. In the absence of no other question, I want to say thank you very much for listening and observation. All right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Secretary.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You are welcome once again. Now we have talked about receipts and we have talked about how to log on to the web. Now we are going to be talking about the tax clearance. Now, as you are aware, in the past we were using paper tax clearance, but now we are now using the electronic tax clearance. And you know this is a security document which we need to keep properly. It's like some other smart cards that are in the system. And please do not laminate, because if you laminate, you'll not be able to read the card. Now, the different types of tax clearance which we have the ETCC, we have the MTCC for the modified, that's the modified tax clearance. Then we have the CTCC, that is the company tax clearance. Once again, we have the electronic tax clearance, ETCC. Under this, we have the payee. And for you to get this, you must belong to an organization, a corporate organization. You must be staff of an organization. Then we also have the direct assessment and the self-assessment. That is, if you don't belong to any organization, that is, if you're on your own, you are working on your own, you have a business of your own, then you can obtain that one of direct assessment. And the self-assessment, government has given us the opportunity to just go to the bank. We can just stroll into any bank. We know what our incomes are. Then there is a form which we need to fill. At the back of that form, there is a table that contains different incomes and the corresponding tax which you can pay. But since you know yourself and you know your income, all you need to do, go to the bank, pay the corresponding tax that is related to your income, obtain the receipt, automated receipt, fill the form, submit this form to any tax office. Then the forms will come to us, then we print the card for you. And when we print these cards for you, an SMS is sent to you telling you that your card has been processed. When you receive this alert, you go to the place where you have submitted your form and collect your card. Now that one is for self-assessment. And self-assessment also serves as enumeration, because government wants to capture everybody in the society. So as soon as you make any payment into the Lagos State account, your data are captured. Now that's for the self-assessment. Now for the direct assessment, you need to go to the tax office for assessment. You know, the first one is you are the one assessing yourself. Are we clear? You are assessing yourself for the self-assessment. But this time around, the direct assessment, you have to go to the tax station. You have to go and see the tax authorities and agree with them what your income is, so that you can be able to pay the corresponding tax which is related to the income which you have agreed between you and the tax authorities. When you have agreed on this, you go to the bank as usual, make your payments, collect your form, collect your receipt immediately, fill the form, submit it to the tax office, then the forms will in turn get to us here, where we're going to print the cards for you, forward delivery to you when you receive the alert. Also, we have for the modified tax, we have for the artisans, which is the modified tax clearance. That is the road mechanics, the organizers on the road, the pepper woman selling on the street. Government has given them a soft landing by telling them to just go to the bank, pay 2.5, fill the form, submit the form to the nearest tax station, and the form will get to us and we print the MTCC for you. That's as per the NTCC. Now, there are some cards which are in circulation. So old cards in circulation. And I'm going to be showing you. There are some cards that has